Good afternoon, it's Jeff and Wilma here at Budrum, and this afternoon we're going to do our winter update on our veggie garden. So coming right around here, we've got a great big patch there where I buried all our citrus skins after juicing all our oranges and all our limes and everything, and I had a whole heap of stuff from the bees, bit of slum gum, that all got buried, and all our vegetable scraps and everything. So now just here I've got some sweet potatoes. There's no sweet potatoes there, but just the runners growing. So I'm just keeping them going so that I'll have them ready first thing in the spring. I'll be able to plant those runners instead of planting the sweet potatoes. So this is our mulberry tree. We got that. Somebody had it in a pot and they gave it to us. So we'll get our first crop off that in the spring.
It's got beautiful leaves, hasn't it?
Beautiful. Yeah. So there's something on there, but anyway, some spiders. Anyway, there's a heap of potatoes there. More potatoes here. Rather than tell you what varieties they are, we've got Sebagos, we've got Dutch creams, Desiree, Kiflers, Pontiacs. Anyway, so we've got spuds there, more spuds. What we've got here is we planted a few greens. What we've got is some pak choi. They're growing quite rapidly, so we'll just harvest every second one and let the other ones, give the other ones a bit more room to grow. We've got some Swiss chard or rainbow chard. We've got 8 clusters of plants there, and what we're going to do is just leave the 8 strongest plants. So by the time all the foliage meets, we'll just thin them out, just leave the 8 strongest one there, and then use the other ones that we harvest. And we've got some broccoli here. We've got 6 plants here. One of them's not going to make it, but that'll give more room for the other ones. Behind them we've got some more potatoes, and I've got the same thing as the orange, as the purple sweet potatoes. We've got some gold sweet potatoes running there, just so we've got the runners for spring. So I'm just keeping those runners alive, so we'll have them to plant first thing in the spring. And we've got our cassava, our 5 cassava plants there. Now this is the first year we're growing garlic. So we've got 25 garlic plants there. I've got them spaced out a good span apart. And that's the results of 2 heads of garlic, 2 knobs of garlic. So we planted all out 1 week ago, and they really did well. But I realised I had them too close together, so I spread them out further and ended up with 10 left over. So I put them in a foam box, and we can plant them out later if we want to, or just use them as a spring onion if we want to, which probably have a garlic flavour. So we're moving along. We've got some spuds growing here, more spuds. They're all just ready to pop out through the ground. This row here is popping out through the ground. Another row here. So they were planted at different times. So these are the first spuds that we planted, and a lot of them didn't make it. I planted them too early in the season, but this lot's, so we've been consuming them, so this lot's got a lot better result. It's a bit more of a potato growing season now. So I harvested a row of Kiflers along there, and I've planted out some Golden Delights in there. What we've got here is some shallots, some red shallots, yes, young ones. I planted about 2 weeks ago. So these are other ones we've got there. And behind Wilma there we've got more shallots around here. That's our leftover garlic plants that we retransplanted. Actually, after 1 week I was just amazed at the amount of roots on the bottom of those garlic plants. It was just massive amounts of roots on them. So we've got more shallots here. These are the golden shallots that I got from the supermarket or from the fruit shop, and I planted them, and so they seem to be a bit different to the red shallots. But anyway, I've got those. Now behind Wilma again, We've got just a couple of red Spanish onions there. Well, I've harvested one, and that's the result of another one. They just sprouted in the refrigerator, so we planted them. Somebody told me you can plant them, so I did. Right, this row of spuds here is where we harvested our ginger a couple of months ago. I'm not sure when it was. That row of spuds is where we harvested our sweet potatoes about a month ago or more. Over here we've got our galangal, our last two galangal plants, and we've got our, you've seen them in our other upload where we harvested our first galangal plant. So we're going to harvest those two when they've been in for 12 months. So it'll be sometime in September we're going to harvest those two. So that'll be our harvesting galangal part 2. So we're coming across here to this other garden here. So I've just, it's the same thing here. I harvested a heap of potatoes here. I had the same trouble here. I planted these a bit early in the season, and quite a few didn't make it. But that's the results of some nice Pontiacs or Desirees.
They'll be nice to bake.
Nice to bake, yeah. So I want to show you something that I've been saving this up for this video. I'm not sure. Can you zoom in on that one? Yeah. Just can you zoom in on that? Have a look at that. What do you see?
Worms, worms, and more worms.
Look at that bit. Look at that inside that eggshell there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Actually, it was a little bit too rich when I planted some spuds here, and the spuds I planted there didn't make it because it was a little bit too rich. I think it just, the spuds went rotten. So that's our pawpaw tree there with a few pawpaws on there. So we're using them as green pawpaw and that sort of thing. Our male, we had a male pawpaw tree there, but it died. Oddly enough, we're still getting some fruit on the female without the male. So around here we've got some cherry tomatoes. These are the yellow acid-free cherry tomatoes. We got these from our grandson Mickey, and you can see they're quite large actually. So I'm pretty sure these are from Mickey's. Can you see that truss down there?
Yeah, they're the ones from Mickey's, but they are large.
Quite large, yeah. They're the acid-free yellow one. There's another nice truss down here. Beautiful. So I'm looking after that. I'm just going to tie them up. We're trying some rhubarb, but I did a bit of research on rhubarb, and it looks like we might be a little bit too hot here to grow rhubarb successfully, so we might put something in there, something else in there. So we've got another row of potatoes, cassava. So that's another 5 cassava plants there. So and our bananas over there naturally. So you can probably they need a bit of attention.
And you never said anything about the dragon fruit or the
Well, that was a bit out of view.
Yes.
So
but that's our whole garden, isn't it?
yeah, it looks like we're growing too many potatoes, but I don't think you can have too many potatoes, because what we do is is when we've got, well, you can't say too many, but when we've got more than we can use, we just blanch them and put them in the freezer, and they've been fantastic out of the freezer.
Yeah.
And I think our last packet ran out just as we were ready to harvest these ones. That worked out good. Anyway, so well, let's close off now, and we can upload this and delete the other one. Okay, we'll say goodbye. All the best. Bye.